So now it's time for the real thing. And tonight is an extra special night because we are really going to go for the real thing. So the next speaker has actually tried to make something for you, only for this night. So Teysir Turunc is going to tell you more about, okay, what happens if you actually want to build something in low-code, no-code. Teysir?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Nice to be here in Eindhoven. I mean, I came all the way from the Achterhoek. And it's nice to be in Brabant and in this old Philips building also. And actually, I'm a UX designer. So I'm always on the side of the user. And what nice would it be that a UX designer would be able to make fast prototypes? So what I want to do is take you a step back before the low coding sequence starts. I want to give you a feeling that we don't need to forget who we are building it for. I mean, we have these great ideas. We want to make their great prototypes and make great apps, and people will use it. We will make it fast, and then people will use it. No. I mean, I hope you didn't bring your laptops with you, that you're expecting that I'll give you a low-code course. But I will give you a feeling what will come before of that. So, what is UX design? UX design is short for user experience design. Is defined on Wikipedia as the process of enhancing user satisfaction by improving the usability, accessibility, and pleasure, very important, in the interaction between the user and the product. I mean, if you build something, you only get one chance with a user. That's what my opinion is. You can never make a second first impression. Well, user experience often, they talk about, well, user experience design, that is interface design, that is usability. I mean, we all can do that. I mean, we all know how to make something usable. I mean, they make components now in low-code environments that you can reuse. But UX design is more than that. As you can see in this picture, I even had to think of user experience design while creating these slideshows. Because I heard, well, the podium is a bit high and the people in the back can't see the presentation. So even here I needed to give some attention to put things right on the screen. As you can see, UX and UI go hand in hand. In the end, you will have a nice end product. User experience will be more of usability testing, user research, making user stories, creating personas, and then creating those wireframes. And those wireframes will be very useful if you want to build something in maybe with low-code platforms. So you have a blueprint that you can use. So, design thinking. You need to empathize with your user. You need to define their problems. You want to know what solutions you need to give them for their problems. You come with ideation. And then, this part, prototyping. Prototyping to test your product. To test your product with your users, to see if it really works as you have expected. And then, finally, not to forget to test. So, as I already said, empathize with your users, define their needs, their problems. It's very, I mean, the apps these days are very user-centered. So people have ideas to make apps. Yes, I have this great idea for this web app of a university, a website. It needs to be, it's old. We need a new website or a new web app. Okay, what does it need, this web app? You need to have, the university says we need a campus photo, slideshow, we need promotions of our campus events, we need press releases, we need a virtual tour. Yeah, that's what we need. But the students, the people that are looking at the site, they're saying, I need a list of faculty phone numbers, I need a campus address, I need parking information, I want to know if there are application forms, where can I find them? So what you see is that the full name of the school, that's the only thing that they have in common. So before you start building, listen also to your users. So empathize with your users in order to define your users' needs, their problem, and your insights. You need to think outside of the box. Like I heard already in this room, there was this question, is there a way to customize low-code platforms? And there you see that you will be handed with some tools, some Lego blocks, and you can build these great apps, but do you have space to think outside of the box? You want to make some innovative product, something that doesn't look like that product or this product. You want to stand out, so you need to customize it. So, thinking outside of the box can be a real challenge as we naturally develop patterns of thinking that are modeled in the repetitive activities and commonly accessed knowledge we surround ourselves with. Like, if you had a brick, what would you do with a brick? Build a house. No, I would drill holes in it and make a candle of it. That's because you get a brick, you build a house. That's what I mean. We got more, we use things that are commonly accessed, so surround ourselves. In a way, you can use things differently. We are all experts. We all know what the solution should be. And I wanted to show you this video of this kid. He got stuck in the fence, thinking outside of the box. It's sad to see. Very good. Yeah, maybe push harder. I would say push harder. Yeah. Please pause it, please. Yeah. So, you see all that. I heard already an answer from the public. But what do you think could be a solution here? Yeah, you saw the video, did you?
Yeah, I saw the video. He puts skip foot in it. He turns him around and then from the shoulder to it.
Yes.
Just like goals on a
Yes.
playground.
Okay. Yeah. So let's continue with the video and see indeed what happens. But, that's the message, thinking outside of a box. Most of us think we need to cut the fence or whatever. Okay. And maybe shout a bit harder, it will work then. Did the video stop or? Okay, sorry. We're almost there. It's almost there. Sorry. The fun thing, the kid himself already tries to. So this is a great example of, Luckily, they can laugh about it. Yeah.
Is there a video about how we got his head in there?
I think he got there the other way around also. So, yeah. Okay. So, Olivier came to me and he said, well, Teysir, it's a great idea to maybe develop an app for this Digital Wednesday event. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. How should it be? Well, in short, the app should collect data available through the registration form and then internet via email, invite via email the people who register to the Digital Wednesday networking app. So if you had the app, then you would get an invite and you could see what kind of people are coming to this event. Because you gave relevant information. You gave the sector in which one you are active, your expertise, your interests, your profile will then be created. And on the day of the event, you will get something and then you will see, okay, that's an interesting person coming. Maybe I can have a chat with him afterwards or something like that. So it's a great idea. So I had the challenge in a short period of time to build a prototype, or what I did. I tried to empathize, I tried to define, I tried to ideate, I tried to prototype. Yeah, I mean, in a short period of time. It was hard, but did I manage to create a prototype? I create wireframes. I don't know if you know what wireframes are. Actually, a wireframe is a schematic blueprint to help programmers what to build. I will show it in a sheet next, after this one. But if you make a wireframe, many people will say, yeah, that looks natural. I would thought of that too. I mean, what's so hard about it? But you need to empathize with your users again. I mean, I've never met you, and I hope that in this short of period of time that I could have empathized with you. I mean, I've talked with Olivier and some other people. And therefore, low-code could be a useful tool. But don't forget, for low coding, you need to understand application software, building applications. You need to have a basis somewhere in order to use low coding software. Because what you will see is that what I made needs some customization. So I created these wireframes from sketches to low fidelity to high fidelity wireframes. And then I could have used Betty Blocks, that they have a UI builder. And they say, well, it's a WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. And you can create a user interface by drag and dropping elements on the page. Well, great. I mean, come on, drag and drop. That's not it. You saw it also in Edgar's presentation. You have a data model behind it. You need to set conditions. You need to make connections to a database. I mean, there are a lot of things that you need to take care of. You can drag and drop these UI elements, but I think nothing will happen. I mean, it will be some static thing on the screen. But I've put this in the presentation, so you can also check it afterwards. You can go and see what the Betty Blocks UI builder is. Maybe you can run a short demo. Not that we are running out of time, hopefully. As you can see, I mean, great, you can select certain things. It's an address field, a name field. click next. So, I mean, it's a piece of cake, I would say. Okay, thank you, Teun. Let's get back to the presentation. That's the other one, please. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so Betty Blocks has these UI builders that help you build these Lego blocks in a fast way, actually. Mendix, what I saw from Mendix is Mendix has this Atlas UI, and what I saw, it was much more powerful. But still, what I said, you need to understand a bit of application development. But they also say it's not just wireframes or prototypes, you can build real apps. Yeah, if you're familiar with programming, I could have built real apps. So this is how the low-code UI builder of Mendix looks like. I also put a link in here to forward you there if you want to have more information about that. About Betty Blocks, that was I want to add that is that we have someone here in the room that can show a short demo how it works. What I did zero code. Yeah, but it's a bit of cheat. It's a little bit cheating. I mean, I made a prototype that behaves as an app, but it's really great. If you want to make your idea bring alive, not get alive, but bring it alive. I mean, then you could use this zero code tool. It's called UXPin. Somebody familiar with UXPin? Nobody? Yeah? Oh, no. Okay. You can make fast designs with this one. And it acts and behaves like a real app. And that's why you all have downloaded this UXPin mirror. And I would ask you to scan this QR code. So now we have information overload on the UXPin server somewhere. So I think it's all loading on your devices, or is it? I would suggest take the sign up. Yes, please, Teun. Fortunately, I cannot demo it here. Oh, it's gone, the QR code. You need the QR code? Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Counting down. I have 2 minutes. I mean, come on, guys. Then there's no time for me anymore. So everybody managed to download it? Well, so if you click on the preview again. We're very interested in ages. But you don't need to sign in. I mean, you don't need to. It's a fake app. It's a fake. You just can click on sign up on the top, and then you can go to continue. So the fun thing is it actually. I mean, maybe some of you really thought it's a real app. That's what I also made it for, to let it feel as a real app. So you can choose your professional interests. You can select different things. So, okay, I'm interested in email marketing, and I mean, and your personal interests. I mean, backpacking. Your technology. I mean, that's what Olivier asked me to do. So your profile will be created. Now your profile is created, and as you can see, it's Digital Wednesday today in Eindhoven. And you have 78% of matches. I mean, that's good news. Yeah. So let's look at the few of the matches. Okay. He already clicked on that one. It's 78%. It's a nice lady, yeah. And let's view her details. And you see she is also interested in SEO marketing, big data use. She also does yoga. So, and you can send her an invitation. So this is what I've created in a short period of time. I mean, I can imagine that we have a real app, build it, with these low-code environments. Unfortunately, for me, it was too short period of time to translate this app into a low-code app. And, but that's what it is, I think. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Already questions? Questions? No? Yes? Yes? No? Okay.
Time's up.
Sorry? Sorry, you have to pay attention here. It's very dangerous if you don't.
Hi.
Hi.
How much time did you spend to create this prototype?
It's not fair. It's not fair. Yeah, a few days, but it's all with the understanding the issue, the problem that you want to solve, or do you really mean creating it with this UX pin? Creating it with UX pin? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, both.
Both. Creating it in UX pin took me approximately 2 days.
Two full days?
Nah, it's not really 2 full days. No.
Okay, how many hours? How many
No,
hours?
yeah, so how many hours?
People are enthusiastic. They want to create.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know, but no. It's yeah, I think 16 or something max.
16.
Because yeah, you want to add some extra details and fun animations and stuff like that, but you can do it faster. But as long as you understand the problem that you're going to solve, and that took some time to understand what they want to. I mean, I had 5 lines of text what the app should be like. I mean, I had to investigate. The investigation took more time than to prototype it. But it's really a very powerful tool. It gives you the feeling and the sense also. Yeah, thank you.
Another questions? Careful for the block. It will come.
Yeah, well, I have one existential question. You worked for 16 hours to program something, and the result was that you could fill up all the things you already know, and then you could find a girl after 16 hours and contact her. So I'll show you how I can do it with no coding in no seconds. Hi, I'm 61. How old are you? Bye-bye.
Great. I was afraid of a very hard question, but you saved the day. Thank you. Okay.
Any more questions? In the back, I thought I put it.
In the front here.
Oh, in front. Okay. Yeah. Here you go again. Careful.
Oh! You saved.
Sorry, ma'am.
You saved your neighbor.
That's what you get when your neighbor asks too many questions.
What is interesting is that the former speaker had a programming background, and you have a UX design background. You made something which is visible but is not yet working. What I hear from these programs is that it enables people to work together, like a UXer or a business analyst or whatever, with a programmer. So is that something that you are familiar with, or what you're doing? Because what you could do is hand over this result, perhaps, to somebody who is more inclined to coding, etc., and who can do that maybe quicker than you can.
Yeah.
How does that work in practice? That's really my question.
Yeah. Normally, indeed, it's a blueprint, really. I will work more. I will make more wireframes, and I will hand these wireframes after they are tested by some users and defined correctly. They will be handed over to developers. I mean, developer doesn't need to think about where to put the button or what needs to happen after if I push on this button. It's all done. All the interaction is also described. So it's very useful for developers. But if we try to find a low-code developer, and what we noticed is that some of the things they were not able to customize. So the form, the login form, would have been done, but afterwards it would have taken much more time. So we were not able to. They are capable of doing it, but we didn't have enough time to get it done for the demo for today, actually.
So if the question is, would these tools help you to collaborate with a developer? Would you say yes?
You mean the low-code tools?
The low-code tools, do they stimulate a better, more effective collaboration between roles?
Yes, because if we can use these UI builders, like Mendix does, like with this Atlas UI, I can translate my interaction more directly to the developer without maybe using UXPin. Yeah. But it needs training. I mean, I need to get trained. Mm-hmm. It's not that you just click and make it. I mean, I need also some training. I need also some understanding about development.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No questions for you, sir.
There's a question from Michiel here. Here we go.
Yes, can you elaborate a little bit about the security, about no-code and low-code? How can I be sure that nobody will change my business rules, my calculation rules within my app, or how does that work?
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with developing, so this question you are asking, maybe it's better to ask after this presentation to Edgar, I would suggest, or even maybe one of the programmers that is here. Maybe he can answer your questions also. Unfortunately, I'm just a UX designer.
Just.
Okay. Last question. No? Okay. So thank you very much. So you've had 3 speakers. The 3 speakers will be available if you have any questions. And as you've heard the speakers say, in the back there are 2 gentlemen. Or is there 1 gentleman? 2? At least 1 gentleman who...
One is in the audience.
Oh, very good.
He's in disguise, yeah.
Excuse me. Yes, sorry, sir. There are 2 people here that can actually show you how it all works. So if you want to experience it yourself, please go to the gentleman that waves his hand now and is looking enthusiastically. and ask some more questions. And of course, our speakers are available for your questions. So, thank you very much, Teysir. Thank you very much, speakers.
Thank you very much.